Ever since I got tired of paying for internet, cable, and basically TV and switched over to a jailbroken FireStick, I've received an overwhelmingly great number of people who've reached out or at least asked me about it. So if you have gotten one of these from me or did it on your own, this is kind of the basic one-on-one of what you need to know and how to navigate it. So first off, a Fire Stick is an Amazon product. It is essentially a streaming device. So like a Roku, a Chromecast, Apple TV, it turns a normal TV into a smart TV, enables you to watch Netflix, Hulu, maybe do some web browsing, YouTube on a device that otherwise doesn't have that smart TV capabilities built into it. The beauty of the Fire Stick is that it is actually an Android powered device, and because of that, you can essentially program it or change it like you can a normal Android phone or Android tablet, and make it do what you want it to do. So basically all that jailbroken means is that you allow the Android Fire Stick to download apps that wouldn't normally be approved by Amazon. So your normal Netflix and Hulu and whatever other streaming devices, services you use, those are all partnered apps with Amazon and with the Fire Stick, right? So you're able to watch what they provide, but if they don't have it, then you're otherwise stuck. So when you jailbreak a device, you essentially allow it to download any apps off the web that anybody creates. I do want to insert just a really quick disclaimer in that when doing this, it is recommended for you to use a VPN, so a virtual private network. This will keep you safe, this will keep you anonymous. So basically the developers of these apps, it may be a music streaming app, it may be a video or movie streaming app that provides movies, but there might be some fishy underlying features that you don't want. So they might be tracking your movements, your clicks, where you're watching from. So you obviously don't want that, and there's no way for you to really tell what type of information they're gathering from you. So a VPN basically is think of it as like a third-party server. So instead of you communicating with their app or their program directly, you end up going through a middleman. So you will communicate with the server will then communicate with the third-party app. That way it'll keep you anonymous. It makes it really difficult for whoever is running the program to track what you're from or what you're doing. Actually, if they are able to track what you're doing, they don't know exactly who's doing it. So a VPN, you can use a VPN that's from the US, you can use one that's from China, you can use one from virtually wherever you want, and it'll keep you anonymous. So VPN services, I won't spend too much time on it, but essentially it's a couple, I think on the cheap end, it's probably $6 a month, all the way up to $15 or $20 a month. The one that I've been using is called Mullvad. I'll drop a link down below, but it's really simple. You just basically sign up. You don't have to put in your address or anything like that. It kind of defeats the purpose if you do, right? But essentially you just pay them through credit card. I think I was paying maybe $6 a month, and it provides me with the code. I put the code in to the Fire Stick, and from there I'm searching anonymously. So you can change your location based off of what you're looking for. And some apps like Netflix, they actually show different movies and different shows based on location. So you might be able to unlock shows that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. But anyways, getting back into the Fire Stick. So once you have gotten all that set up, the apps so this is your homepage, and you'll see here these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 apps are the one that I pinned to your quick start guide. These are the ones that I use primarily and the ones that I probably use the most. So from left to right, this first one here, if you can see it, is basically an app killer. It works the same way as your desktop task manager. If you have a bunch of apps open and it's kind of slowing down your system, you can hit that and you'll basically close out all your apps. And you'll see that the available memory goes from 525 to 893. So I typically do that whenever I start the Fire Stick, or if it's been on for a little bit and I end up wanting to go watch a movie, so I'll do that. This next one is probably my favorite app, or at least one of the top favorite apps. It is SmartTube. It is works the same way as YouTube, but the great thing about it is there are absolutely no ads. It skips over all the ads, all the commercials, and it actually even skips over sponsors. So you'll notice, a lot of times you click on videos and there's some type of sponsor plug in there. It'll skip over that too. It may even skip over portions of the videos that are like the opening sequence or maybe ending sequence. So just so you can watch what you want to watch. So that's that. Clicking back to home. The one after SmartTube is Cinema. This one is where you'll watch all your movies. Yeah, there's a lot of newer movies on here. Even stuff from Netflix you'll see are on here as well. All right, what's going on? Okay, so yeah, you can watch any type of TV shows or movies. I mean, the list is literally endless. You can spend hours on here trying to figure out what to watch. You can search by categories up here in the upper left. So popular, airing today, latest. You can also move over to this upper right section and you go into a whole different server. So it's just a different folder of movies and shows. And if you can't find what you need there, you can also use the search bar, which is pretty helpful. I don't watch a whole lot of movies myself, but whenever I do, want to rewatch an older movie or something like that, I'll typically find it in here. The one next to it, Cyberflix, I haven't used this one personally because I've been using Cinema, but I hear it's one of the top movie and show apps as well. Same thing with VTV. And then the very last one here is Kodi. So this one is actually kind of like an open source streaming platform. What I use it for is if you go down to add-ons, I typically install Crew on the FireSticks that I'm giving to people, but once you open this up, you can watch any sports, live fights, whether that's NFL, NBA, PGA. They'll typically be on here. So if you go into sports, for example, and you want to watch an NFL game, granted, I don't think there's one playing right now, but you'll typically find it in here. And you see the top 3 are Sundays only, and then as you go down, there's different ones, different links. But if you click on it, it should open up maybe another link. So it'll show you that these 2 bottom ones are finished. I think this Chiefs and Raiders game is a little bit later today, but normally if you click on that, it'll take you straight into the game. So you can watch NFL games absolutely free. The one caveat I will say about that though is if you are experiencing something that's a little bit slow, again, try the task killer, but sometimes a lot of it has to do with the server and how many people are streaming, the quality of the link, a bunch of variables. So if you're seeing that it's a little slow, you're having issues, it's not necessarily FireStick, it may be internet speed, it may be the link. That is kind of one of the downsides of having FireStick. Granted it is free, but sometimes the links are a little bit clunky. New movies that come out, a lot of people are streaming it, you might experience slower buffer time, so you might need to try a different link, lower the resolution, or just try again in a day or two. Usually works for me. So that's probably like the only down part about the FireStick is it is a little bit, I would say a little bit less user friendly. You do have to find your way through things a little bit more and dig through a little bit deeper folders. But overall, I mean, if you're saving money on cable and whatnot, it's a great investment. We've been using it for the last 2 years flawlessly, and we haven't paid a single dollar for cable, so that's been nice. And then the last thing that I will say is for, again, kind of looping it back to the open source app store, right? There are so many different apps out there that anybody creates. So these are 5 of, hundreds of thousands of apps out there. So if you are ever feeling like you want to try something new, I would advise you to go into all apps. You can find that under the 3 boxes there, my apps. And you can go into this icon here. So go ahead and click on that. And then basically just search the web. So you search the web for, they call them like app stores. So they'll give you a code. It may be an 8-digit code, 8-number code, but these are people's like collective apps that they use or the apps that they want to share. So find a good one. You can even look up like top 10 best apps for sports or for movies or for whatever it may be. Put in that code and then just give it a run through. See what new apps there are out there. I mean, there's new stuff coming out every single day. So if you're watching this video 6 months down the road from now, these might not be available anymore. So just kind of it basically it can do what you want it to do. If you want to just plug it in and use it, that's fine. If you want to really explore and kind of play around with it, that's also a great thing too. But hope this video was helpful. Hope you guys enjoy your Fire Stick. I just thought it would be a little bit easier for me to create a video than to, you know, get on the phone with every one of you guys 12 times. So that's basically it. If you need anything, have any questions, let me know, give me a call. If not, don't forget about me during Christmas time, right? Thanks.